Okay, this one's gonna be crazy. Elsewhere in Suicide City, down Blood Boulevard on Whore's Corner, Rosemary Rampage was on her knees, bawling into her hands. Vivian Venom screeched to a halt in her blood-red Camaro. Venom wrenched open the passenger door of her car and said, "Bitch, get the fuck up." Rose stopped crying and looked up, her eyes bloodshot. One of them was encircled with a dark ring. Vivian Venom took a fat joint out of her pack of cigarettes and lit it. "Stop crying and get in the damn car." Rose did as Viv said. Viv handed her the joint. "Smoke this." Rosemary took the joint and hit it deeply. "What's your name?" Vivian asked. "Rose," she replied, still smoking. "I'm Vivian." Rose closed the door and Viv began to drive. "What happened to you?" Rose choked and started coughing. She handed the joint back to Vivian and said, "My girlfriend just died." "Girlfriend? You're a lesbian and a prostitute?" Vivian demanded to know. "I guess so, yeah. Gotta eat," Rosemary said with a weak smile. "Who is it that gave you that shiner?" Viv asked. "My boss did it, 'cause I was crying too much." "Your boss?" Vivian questioned. "My pimp," Rose replied matter-of-factly, but with a hint of shame. "Well, we gotta talk to this douche," Venom said. "He's not gonna hear anything you have to say." "Oh, he'll hear this." Venom smiled and pulled a pump shotgun from behind her seat. Rose led Viv to the door, and Viv shot through the lock, the wood splintering around it. "Get the fuck down or die," Viv screamed. Hearing a muffled click, she threw open the door and pulled the 12-gauge's trigger. A skinny Chinese woman wearing a short skirt and a red lace bra was backed up against the wall. Her left hand was outstretched toward her gun arm, which had just been blown off of her shoulder. Blood smeared down the wall as the Asian slid to the floor. She raised her middle finger and spat forth an arsenal of Chinese swear words. Vivian Venom picked up the gun that was still in the hand of the disconnected arm and threw it to Rosemary. "Cap that bitch," Viv said extremely bluntly and walked away. As soon as Vivian was out of hearing range, the one-armed Asian said, "Cap that bitch. She's come to kill him. Let her kill them. Let her kill him, then do it. She just blew off my fucking arm, that C-word. She told you to get down. You're lucky she let you live," Rose said. There was a gunshot and a shotgun blast. Rose ran up the stairs toward the noise. Vivian stood over the guy who had been guarding the door. "Move and you're dead," Viv said, and cocked the shotgun. "In there?" she asked Rose. Rose nodded. Vivian walked toward the tall double doors to James's office, and Rose whispered to the guard on the floor. Vivian looked back and saw his brains on the floor. "He was a dick," Rose said. Vivian smashed the butt of the shotgun into the door, and it flew open. revealing a seemingly empty room. There was a desk in the rear center in front of a window. On top of the desk was a mirror with multiple lines of cocaine, one of them halfway snorted. Vivian looked to Rose. Rose mouthed, "Under the desk." It was at that moment the pimp exposed himself by kicking open the door he was hiding behind. The heavy door sent Rose flying across the room. He shot 3 bullets, one of which hit Vivian in her right arm. Viv put a sizable hole in the wall and dropped the shotgun. "Rose, what is the meaning of this?" he inquired. "You spent too long on your career to be killed." That's when the pimp realized that he had fucked up, for he heard the knife whistling through the air. He opened his mouth to yell, and the blade flew between his teeth and through the base of his skull. He flew back, and the knife stapled his head to the floor. His body stuck in a backbend. He made a chortling sound. Vivian kicked his body violently. There was a sickening tear, and his head rolled away without his jaw.